My name is John, and this is not just my story. It is the story of many fathers who gave everything and received nothing in return. Please listen carefully, because maybe, one day, this could be your story too. His sacrifice. For 45 years, I worked from sunrise to sunset. I carried bricks. I built houses. I fixed machines. I saved every single penny. Not for myself, but for my children. I wanted them to live the life I never had. I gave up my youth, my health, even my dreams, so that their dreams could come true. The love of a father. When my son was born, I held him in my arms and whispered, "Son, I will never let you suffer." When my daughter was born, I kissed her forehead and promised, "You will always be safe, as long as I breathe." I wore old shoes so they could wear new ones. I ate less so they could eat more. I slept on the floor so they could sleep on a bed. Betrayal begins. But life is cruel. One day, my own son, the boy I raised with love, sold my house behind my back, the same house that carried my sweat, my tears, my life. My daughter spent my savings on her friends, on parties, on luxuries I never even dreamed of. And one day, they both told me, "Father, this is not your home anymore. Leave." Loneliness. I still remember the sound of the door closing behind me. It wasn't just a door. It was my whole life shutting down. I walked out with nothing but my clothes and my memories. The streets felt colder that night. The world felt darker. And for the first time, I understood what loneliness really means. A father's heart. Do you know what hurts the most? Not the money, not the house, not even the betrayal. What hurts is that I raised them with love, but they chose to forget me. A father's heart is not made of stone. It breaks, and when it breaks, the pieces can never be put back together. Message to the world. If you are listening to me, please, remember your parents. They may not ask for money, they may not ask for gifts. They only ask for one thing: your time, your respect, your love. Don't wait for the day when their chair is empty. Don't wait for the day when their voice is gone, because then you will regret forever. Every night. I lie down on a simple bed, but sleep does not come. I close my eyes and I see the faces of my children when they were small, running into my arms, calling me Daddy. Now, those same voices are gone. Do you know what silence feels like? It feels like a prison, where your own thoughts torture you more than chains ever could. The forgotten father. Sometimes I wonder, do my children even remember me? When they sit at their dinner table, do they think, "My father used to sit with us here"? When they see my old chair, do they feel guilt? Or has the world become so selfish that parents are only useful until the money runs out? Society's eyes. People look at me differently now. They whisper, "He must have done something wrong. Otherwise, why would his children abandon him?" But they don't know the truth. They don't know the sleepless nights, the sacrifices, the love I gave. Society judges, but it never understands. A father's silent prayer. Still, every night, I pray, not for wealth, not for revenge, not even for my house back. I pray for my children, that God keeps them safe, that God gives them what I could not. Because a father's heart, no matter how broken, always beats for his children. Regret and realization. Sometimes I ask myself, maybe I gave them too much. Maybe I made life too easy. Maybe, if I had let them struggle, they would have valued what I gave. This is the regret every parent feels when love is taken for granted. Message to sons and daughters. So, if you are a son, or a daughter, and you are listening right now, please, look at your parents. See the wrinkles on their face. Each wrinkle is a story, a sacrifice, a sleepless night. Don't throw them away like they are nothing, because one day you will also be old, and then you will understand the pain I carry today. The empty festivals. Festivals used to be the happiest days of my life. The house was full of laughter, food, decorations. But now, the same days are silent. No children, no laughter, only a candle in the corner, and an old man waiting for a knock on the door that never comes. A father's last wish. I don't know how many days I have left. Life is short, and my body is weak. But before I leave this world, I have one last wish. I don't want wealth. I don't want houses. I only want one hug. One hug from my children. One moment where they call me father again, before I close my eyes forever. There is one chair in my living room. Once, it was the place where my children would climb on my lap, fight over who sits closer to me. Now, it just sits empty. Sometimes I look at that chair and talk to it, as if it remembers the days my children filled this house with life, memories and dust. When I open the old cupboards, I find their toys, their school books, their drawings, covered in dust, forgotten. But for me, they are treasures. Every page, every toy, is a reminder of a time when I was not alone. Memories don't fade. They just hurt more with each passing day. The world outside. I see young families walking on the street, children holding their father's hand tightly, mothers smiling beside them, and I whisper to myself, once, that was me. Once that was my family. Now I watch from a window. An outsider to a life I once lived. The forgotten phone. My phone sits on the table. It rarely rings. Every day I pick it up, hoping there is a message, a call, maybe even a single word. How are you, Dad? But the screen is empty. It is not the silence of the phone that breaks me. It is the silence of the ones who should call. Nights of tears. Do you know how a strong man cries? Not loudly, not with noise, but silently, in the dark, when no one can see. The pillow carries my tears. The walls hear my pain. But the world, it never knows. The weight of time. When you are young, you run with time. When you are old, you are chased by it. Every tick of the clock reminds me that I am closer to the end. And still, my children are not here. Time is heavy. When you wait for love that never comes. The neighbor's kindness. Sometimes neighbors bring me food. They knock softly, place a plate on the table, and smile. It warms my heart, but it also breaks me, because kindness from strangers reminds me of the love missing from my own blood. Betrayal cuts deep. I gave my daughter my wealth, thinking she would keep it safe, but she spent it recklessly, and when nothing was left, she threw me out. Do you know what betrayal feels like? It feels like a knife, not in your back, but in your heart. Father's endless love. And yet, in my heart, I still love her. Even after the betrayal, even after the humiliation, because a father's love does not die. It suffers, it bleeds, it cries, but it never dies. Message for the young. If you are young and listening, don't forget your parents. Your friends will come and go. Your wealth will rise and fall, but your parents, once they are gone, they never return. Don't let their last days be filled with loneliness. I know, one day soon, I will leave this world, and maybe my children will cry then. They will come to my grave with flowers, but those tears will be too late. I don't need flowers when I'm gone. I need love while I am alive. So I sit here, hands raised, whispering a prayer. God, forgive my children. Guide them. Don't punish them for forgetting me. Let them learn the value of parents before it is too late. And with that prayer, I find peace.